Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dicey Dungeons. I wanted to point out here in the main game that the warrior dice is depicted with a scar over his eye and then chunks taken out of his side, just chips in the dice piece. Which I was thinking in the last recording while we were doing the Halloween special that they had changed the appearance of their the main characters you play as, and added the scar and added the chunks. That is not the case. So I was just confused, and not really surprising. You don't spend a lot of time looking at these characters from the front, so remembering what they look like is not that useful. Today we're playing as the Inventor. Please everyone put your hands together, but instead of clapping, I'd like just to, you to rub them against against each other in a spooking rustling noise. That's right, it's time for a Halloween special. You said you've got new equipment for me to try out. I'm so excited. That's right, so much new equipment. You're going to love it. I know how much you like the chance to be ingenious. Wait, that ominous pause was pretty ominous. Ominous? I can't pronounce the word. Is there a catch? My dear, catch? What an accusation. Of course there's a catch. This equipment is extremely terrible. Let's take a look. So, we have a layout here where we start with an extra piece of equipment. We shock yourself. You lose 5 health and do damage to both you, the enemy, and you. So, should I be doing each fight at that point? Let's see. Focus is all 6, and then know you swap the next target. So the regular guys have their own okay. So I guess the question here would be, do we do backfire now and know it works, or do we experiment with no you and do double edge or electric whip and see if the damage attacks us first or the enemy first? Every time I've seen it before, it's attack the enemy first. So swapping the next target seems like that would be bad. Let's do this first, and then do this. And then shocking yourself actually won't do any damage, so we'll just win there. I wish they'd let me have an axe. I just bet I could have won, and it goes way better with the costume, way better. Okay. Double edge, or do 3 shock, or roll an extra dice. At the moment, we're gonna have to get rid of this. We didn't really have any good options. And so now you kind of want to get rid of things. But the safety goggles, obviously you want to use that. And the no you is gone, so don't even have a chance there. Let's do this. Then we can do this. And we can do this. And we just cannot get rid of the safety goggles ever. Let's get rid of the infinity mirror. Let's see, wall of mirrors. This is yet another awful piece of equipment. Basically, they've taken every single piece of equipment in the game and thought of a worse version of it, or a negative version of it. which makes an interesting question as far as what happens if you what would happen if you upgraded a negative item. Would it turn into a positive item, or would it just be another negative item? Okay. Okay. Do that, and then do this. It's so funny because this is basically the thing that you would have thought would have changed the game quite a bit, and instead it really hasn't changed the outcome much at all. It's still kind of the same old, same old. Shock. All dice become 6. Well, we wouldn't want to do that at the moment. So would I want to do this? No, I don't think giving him an extra dice would be a smart move. Maybe the focused attack now might make some sense, because I guess if I had turned that to a 6 at that point, but yeah, it seems like it's still pretty fine. Okay. Do this. Do this. Do this. We're gonna have to go one more turn. And then just do this. Do that. Oh, I guess the shocks can't be dodged. We'll turn that into +1 dice. Jealous Sword would need 2 6s to do 6 damage. Chef's Kiss is way more playable than Jealous Sword is. So we'll take that. And then inflict 1 weaken to both fighters. Do 10 damage if your limit is charged. Needs a 6. But your limit would have to be charged. Right. So, what happens if we upgrade this? Remove the odd option. Do double the amount of damage. Do 10 damage if your limit's charged. Well, Double Edge definitely has a possibility. And let's just do this next fight first, and then we'll look at the shop. So, an odd here, 3 here, and then 2 there to do 4. That was on our final dice, so assume that was the right move. 10 damage if your limit is charged. My limit won't be charged if I have a 6. Will this do a weaken on me? Yes, it will. Let's see. So do this 4. Do 5 damage if this is your final thing. I guess you just have to keep the focus till the next turn. I weakened myself by doing that weaken attack. So just do this, then just do this. All dice become 6 or inflict 1 weaken. I think we'll get rid of that. Take that, take that. Let's see what we've got to purchase. Throw a random dice for a tiny trebuchet. Well, if I had a tiny trebuchet and then threw a dice and upgraded it so I could do it multiple times, would that make more sense? No, I think your best bet is to do this. You probably buy this too. 5. Activating that. Or do 3 damage to yourself as a stub toe. Always offer to scrap. Right, I'm gonna upgrade this. I'm gonna come over here, put stub toe here, and we'll get rid of it after the next fight. 6 health. Okay. 10 damage with a minimum of 5. Let's mumble the inflict 1 weaken first. Do that. Do this. Didn't even really need to do that, but it, I guess, saves me some danger. And just do that again. Alright, so immediately we have Night Terrors. Take 999 damage, which is not even something that would really work with us unless we had some way of fighting somebody in some other fashion. Swap the next target. Popularity. Polarity flip. Let's see. Polarity flip would just swap the next target with any upgrade. Like, this is crazy to do this, but I'll be darned if I'm not going to do it. What do I want to get rid of? I guess we'll do this and this. And should we fight this character? Or this character? Let's just fight the demon. Okay. Swap next target. Do 999 damage. It's great. It's one cheap, easy victory. That being said, you then have your equipment removed from you and just are not set up at that point. See if we can maybe buy something. Do 2 damage. Do certain damage more if weakened. Heal 8 to the enemy. Alright, well, I'll just buy this. Broken sword. Then I guess the question would be, if I upgraded this, it would be even more if weakened. What even does damage to yourself amongst these things? Not too many things, so Chef's Kiss being upgraded probably makes the most sense. Of course, I could have waited for the next turn. One dice. That. Do that. Oh, I could have weakened myself and then possibly done more damage. Let's test out and make sure that's how that actually works in the next turn. Right. Inflict 1 here. Do 1 here. That didn't seem to really do anything. Okay. Get rid of that. Do we have any other equipment? House clippers do damage equal to twice the difference, which if you had a 1 and a 6, they could do 10 in a lot of other scenarios. Hedge clippers, not house clippers. Wouldn't be that useful. Boomerang. Do 1 damage to the enemy, 2 damage to yourself. Both fighters lose a dice next turn with the kaleidoscope stub toe. Right, well, we're just equipping bad items for the next floor. This really is just the exact same setup though, where you... So he's weakened, I'm not. We do that. That doesn't do anything. So obviously, I think it is designed around me being weakened. What's the difference between doubling the poison and increasing it by 50%? Maybe it rounds down. That would be about the only difference I could think. Yeah, again, this feels like this would have been way more interesting of a twist than what it has turned into. Do 2 damage for each dice the enemy rolls. Which, in many scenarios, I think that wouldn't change much. Fill a fort, javelin, 3 damage, or go ahead with this. He's gonna roll 3 damage. So he should take 6 damage this next turn. Weirdly, broken glass didn't seem like it did anything. It didn't seem to activate at all. Double status effects, reuse next equipment. Which one do we want to get rid of first? Well, this one we absolutely can't use, so getting rid of that makes the most sense. Wall of mirrors. Or take on the mummy. Mummy's weak to fire. Good to know. Hook, reuse next equipment. Do that. Do that. Then do that. And do that. And we're 1 short. He's going to do spooky noises that will haunt a dice. Which, what is haunting a dice do? Using any piece of equipment will re-roll a random dice. Which, that probably doesn't do too much, really. Yeah, definitely doesn't feel like haunting the dice did anything super helpful. And let's just get rid of this because that's not very useful. And then let's see if we can copy a piece of equipment. Alright. 2 javelins per turn. And we're just hoping we don't end up with javelin plus, and chef's kiss as what we have to trade. There's interestingly 4 people on this final floor, which I don't know if I was really expecting that many. Skeleton is dressed up as human. Double status effects to get double dice. No, I just gave double dice to the enemy. That was dumb. I would have needed to have done that first. So not only did I give him an extra dice, I missed out on an opportunity to do extra damage. I'm in kind of a bad position here. Knit. Nothing I'm going to do is going to get me down to the last target, so do that, I guess, and then end the turn. I probably lose the swap target ability at the end of the turn. Like you lose most abilities at the end of turns. Oh, I am an idiot. Yeah, and I may just lose here. So. Let's see if we can cheat. Like, can we open up the task manager and just straight up cheat there? Because I just made 2 really stupid mistakes. And had I not made those 2 stupid mistakes, I would have been able to win, I think. And we've already spent 26 minutes there. So let's launch it back up. Once you cross that line and you start cheating, undoubtedly you are no longer really worthy of any achievements or any success at that point. And you have to admit that to yourself. But for YouTube's sake, for content creation's sake, much better to do this than have to play all over again. And inherently, if this feels like the exact same role, too. If you had a point where you just couldn't get any further, you just won't get any further no matter how much you cheat. Anyways. But that's not the situation here. Those rolls look different. Ugh, my scary face got in the way. Do you like it? I saved it from when I was a whole human. Okay. Broken sword or polarity flip? I think we'll get rid of broken sword. And we need more items, so best to do this fight. Actually, come to think of it, I probably needed to swap out some items anyways. Weaken 3. This. Do this, or we could swap the next target and do this. Now that will give me an extra dice. But then having an extra dice actually isn't that nice. Sorry for the rhyming there. Because then you just have to get rid of more dice after the fact to get the Chef's Kiss to activate. Okay, I got incredibly lucky there. Let's see. Combination lock. Can we buy something else, or should we save our money for healing? Health tonics. Not a terrible thought. And then I guess we can think about upgrading, but I don't know if... I don't know if I would want to do anything else. Do that much damage, lock all dice that roll that dice. Lock player dice that roll that. So combination lock is pretty bad for both cases. Let's see. We want more health. We level up in 9, so we won't get a level up until the final fight. Extra dice. Do that much. Swap this. Do this. Then do this. So I don't know if counter for all enemy dice that roll 4 are locked. I don't know if I did that right or not. It gets so confusing when you have to turn things around. And unless he rolls a 4 or I roll a 4. Nope, I totally did that wrong. I should have just used it like normal. Okay. Heal 8. I won't really get to that, but it is kind of, I think, our best bet. Do that. I guess I could have pulled the focus and turned everything into a 6, and maybe that would have done something, but probably not. Fighting a guy who already locks dice and locking your own dice even more is less than wise. Okay. And no you is the next option. Okay. Do we have items equipped that we possibly want to get rid of? Okay. So a 1 and a 6 is 5. Then do that. Then do that. And then activate no you, even though it won't really do anything. Is probably gonna win here. Probably going to succeed. There. And so now we have to get rid of this one, I think. The gadget might be a factor on this. All dice becoming 6. Or rolling an extra dice. Let's do that. It does mean we will potentially have a challenge here. Let's just see what upgrades would do for us. Double damage to both you and your enemy. Lock all dice that roll that way. Do lightning damage on 6 randomized gadget. I think that's probably our choice. Otherwise, equal to triple the difference. Well, you could probably get a high triple the difference using 2 dice there. And then stick with combination lock. Nope. I'm going to take remote control. Put that there. We're at 3. Can't buy deflect, don't need health. Off to the boss fight we go. Inventor versus Medicine, who is dressed up as Lady Luck. Which, obviously, Medicine, the little Girl Scout character, idolizes Lady Luck. She's immune to freeze. Welcome, future minions. It is I, the magnificent Lady Luck. Hither, you are in my dungeons for eternity. Just kidding, it's me, Madison. Do you like my costume? It took ages. Okay. So, you put a 1 here, then you turn all into 6s. Then you do that, then do that, and then do this, and then we can inflict a burn, I guess, and then you do 10 damage there, and yeah, she went from 49 to 13. And this episode's only been 36 minutes because we cheated, whereas it would have been an hour easily had I not cheated. So obviously I'm happy with that decision, just for time management. I've been saying it over and over again. This game is all about time management. And yeah. Taking a couple damage to do 10 damage here, and then inflicting 1 burn. And then we can just do 3 damage and randomize the item and win. Let's have another spin. You know, I remember the early days before Wheels when the boss would just roll a mana skull. And let me tell you, this bit of the show was way more exciting nowadays. Woo, there you go. Ah, bad luck, kiddo, but you'll get it one day. I really don't see the point of even giving that as like an option. If it's really going to have such a low chance of winning, or a 0 chance of winning, which it very possibly does. Seems like you're just repeating the same concept and the same joke over and over again. And at a certain point, jokes being repeated stop being funny after about maybe the 3rd time you've done it. So we've unlocked the mummy. Favorite food, haven't eaten since I got mummified. It's bad for the bandages. Gotta keep everything dry in here. Childhood pet, I had a cute little mummified rabbit when I was young. Oh, I miss her, but after a couple hundred years she got caught on a fence and unraveled. Reasons for entering the dungeons, keeps me out of the rain. It gives me something to do. I kind of wish I was a regular enemy, but I guess Lady Luck knows best. Now, noticeably, I'm not getting achievements for these challenges, which is weird, because I would have thought I would have gotten achievements for that. So, according to Steam, unless it just hasn't updated, there are let's see, 12 achievements left, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, they're all in the main game. Since we have a little bit more time, we'll just try the elimination round with this character again. It still 100% feels random that whether or not you're going to win. Let's see. Snap, matching cards get free use this turn. So elimination round is just everything is more challenging. Do that. And then end the turn. With the gesture, it is definitely about managing your abilities. and managing your card deck. So, juggling ball, arguably not what you want in your deck, but you get a new dice anyway, so what does it matter? So add it to your deck. Although there is that chance, I guess, that you only get a new dice if it is high enough. You don't get a new dice if it isn't high enough, like, or if it's low enough. Licorice to add poison, or flame spark for burning dice. I'm going to take the flame. So often we've tried to do the poison thing, and I doubt I'm going to activate enough poison, because you don't get the same kind of cards in this episode either. There's a limited subset of abilities. It's pretty obvious that that's the case. Which really points to me needing to use some kind of walkthrough, really, to figure out what the right move would be as far as how to get the remaining achievements, such as getting 30 poison. And that probably has to be done in like a boss fight, or your odds are going to be so low. Okay. Do this. And then do this. And then do this. And then do this. And that. And can't snap anymore. Let's see. Win there. Okay. Take the health. Decide if we want the item. Flip a thing upside down, it's not terrible. But why are you even bothering to pick up the dice? The items when they're not really doing much for you. Yeah, that's a real question, is having a deck of 20 cards when 10 of them are not useful better than having just a deck of 10 really useful cards. Yeah, we'll end it on that. Let's do 3 damage. This. I guess snap at that point. Do that is your best bet. Do that. Didn't quite win though. There we go. Another victory. Duplicated dice. Do 1 damage, and it's reusable as a finale card. You might as well take it. We don't have anything else for a finale card. As far as upgrading, before we upgrade, let's go see if we can buy anything. Let's see. On 6, inflict 1 burn for 3 and go with more of a fire effect. Or destroy 2 cards. Let's see. It's crazy, but we'll take that. Just because I wanted to do something different, really. 7 damage for each burning dice. Sparks being upgraded to work on anything. On 6, inflict 2 burn. Let's upgrade that, I guess. Okay. We could heal here for 2. And then we could get rid of those. We could do 3. We get rid of that. I could spatula this upside down. And then I can do that. And then end the turn. And he's going to do a massive amount of damage to me, so Snap will be activated. Okay. So, do this. I only have one of these, so you have to do that much. And then 6 for 2 burned will get us to win. Does the next fight start with this setup? I don't think it does, so might as well pull that off. Take the food, and then destroy a card. And then the question will just come down to what cards do we want to get rid of? Boop would make a lot of sense. Flame Burst, I think, makes a lot of sense too. Let's get rid of Boop. Let's see if we can get rid of 2 Boops in this run. Then off to fight this Mimic. Let's see. That. And that. Should I flip that? Okay. That may not have been the best way to play it, but it probably sets me up well enough. A weekend might mess something here up. Duplicate of 5. Then let's see, heal. Guess you just have to do that. And then I guess you just have to do that to win. Wasted some cards while winning, but still won. Do I want to nudge to reduce the dice value? No, I think we can safely ignore that one. And we're gonna need 3 gold more than likely anyways. Alright, get rid of the boops. Maximum 3. That. That. Duplicate that. That. I guess if I had the 6, I could have done 2 burn. Yeah, that worked out pretty well. Flip that. 6 damage to burn. Another 3 damage. And we can just win here. And if we keep the layout, here we see the witch. We've never used the witch, but discarding the current hand is not something I would want anyways. Unless you were just trying to get to the finale, which I don't buy into that as a smart move. Copying the next card whenever you have a snap almost certainly is better. Let's see. Do 3. Heal to do 2. Or do 2. It's probably better to get rid of that one. The sweets first. 12 damage there. And yeah, we'll probably win the next turn. Okay. You don't have snap. So burning a dice and then duplicating that to heal. Probably not what we want. Yeah, fine, but when you're out in the world and hear a gurgle in your drains, you watch out. It could be me ready to get you when you're least expecting it. Okay. So 3 coins, what are our options? Bump to bump the dice value up, or destroy a card for 3. Again, just destroy a card. We'll take the food, move down to the next floor. Okay, we can see we have an item copy and an upgrade. So whatever we upgrade, we probably want to copy. Right. 2 damage for 1. Why did that turn into a shield? That's not what that was supposed to do. Well, I'm just gonna, I guess, end the turn here. I could duplicate the sweets, but I don't think it's worth it. Let him do some damage to me. Hopefully not too much damage. Let me limit break and snap that, and then do, I guess, this, and then do that to snap that for 4. Interesting that that's how that worked, and stupidly I could have done this first. Anyways, flip this upside down. Spark that to hold more dice. Do that. Do this for 3, so I can snap again. And then that's pretty much as good as you could have gone. Plus, if he burns 1 dice, he'll be at 2. That still is doing a lot of damage to me, though. So, you can't ignore that aspect. I I guess I could have played around and tried to get to the other suites. Alright, start with this. Spark to burn more dice. Let's take them all. Upgrade. Like 7 damage for each burn. Get rid of juggling ball. Whip plus is already upgraded, so doing that. Our options here, like, we only have 1, so we can only get up to 3, so it would really only be Hall of Mirrors, which we don't want, or Illuminate. So, puts us in a pretty great position to know what we're doing. This guy's weak against fire. So, duplicate the 6 to start with. Spatula here. Do this. And then this. And then this. And this. And we'll just win next turn. Almost certainly. Unless he pulls off Vanish. Which, yeah, he pulled off Vanish. There's no way to get around this. Just kind of have to do that. And we have to just hope he can't pull off Vanish a second time. But you can't. He could have locked me into that setup. Let's see. That. Then that. Then activate that. Burn some more dice. Do this. 6, 12, 18 should win with the extra damage, but didn't. He's strong against fire, not weak against fire. Oops. Well, we may have to cheat again. Alright. So, is it really worth it to cheat in this scenario? Yes, absolutely it's worth it, because I don't even know why I closed the task manager. I should have just left it running. Well, I think I have my task manager set up to always be on top too, and that would have been a problem. Yeah, it totally makes sense to cheat in this scenario, because this elimination round in particular is one of 2 elimination rounds that have been really, really frustrating. And wait till it catches, the recording software catches on. Alright. Should we take on the next character instead? It would be a small bit of progress, so probably is worth it. Duplicate. Duplicate this 5, I guess. Flip this one upside down. Do this. I really should have done that. Burn 1 dice or do 2 health. Let's play a little carefully and do 2 health. Yeah. And again, if I just can't win, I will just never be able to win, so there's no bit of cheating that would actually get around that. heal. Should I burn one more dice? I want to get rid of this one. And then in the turn. Re-equip next item. Okay, well, that's not going to do anything, so we'll snap on these two. We'll do 6 damage here. We will do 5 here. Snap on these two. Do that. And then I guess do that. And then the turn. I don't think we need to snap a second time. Just play this and win. Alright, that helps a little bit. You don't have any health here that you can buy. So we still have to defeat the Wisp. The only slightly different thing now is we've got the snap ready to go, which works, I guess. Do this. Snap here. Snap for that. Spatula that. Next, we would do, I guess, this. And then, I guess you do this. Then you do that. Use the inventor to do that. Duplicate that. You can only do that. Next. And we can't do anything more. But that's a good start, at least. You'll probably do Vanish on us. But that's only a problem, I guess, if we had duplicates. And since we didn't, that worked. We can take any amount of damage we want at the moment. Because we'll get full health. Do that. Do that. Do that. Do that and win. Random equipment or borrow equipment. Borrowing equipment is probably better. And we now would have to just pick. Are we gonna buy anything? Extra dice. Might be nice, but nah. Can't upgrade this, can't upgrade this. We could upgrade this so that you double any dice. That eliminates a problem. We could upgrade this to do a couple more damage. Could upgrade that, not by much. So I think our best bet is probably to get the duplicate removed. Then come over here and duplicate whip. And down to level 5 we go. Let's go up here to this fight. Still a lot of room for failure, though. We've got this whole floor and the boss fight after it. Okay. this does 2 burn. This would do 1 burn. Do this. Then I guess maybe flip this upside down. And then do this. And then I guess we do this at that point. Like the best we could do. And that might work pretty well. Okay. I guess the question just will come down to flame bursts. Do that. Do that. Then do this. Well, actually can't accomplish anything there, can I? So it would have been a mistake to snap in that turn. Yeah, I would have needed to have gotten a totally different shuffle. Okay. I think at this point though, if I do this, now snap, and do that, then kind of nothing is going to happen, so do that for 3, and then do that, and win. You can't push it, couldn't have pushed it any further. Take that health. Meanwhile, yeah, Paper Knight's going to be kind of weak against fire, so it's a smart move there. Let's take her on as we are. Okay. So, do that. Just, I guess, do one of these. Do, I guess, this, and that. I can't help but feel like I played particularly bad this turn. Roll a new dice. Copy the next card, which would be the whip. Let's not do that yet. Let's instead just do that and end the turn. The cardboard sword, I guess, is just going to fall apart each turn. Okay. Do this. Then copy this. Then we've got to activate our snap, otherwise we're going to make a big mistake to do that. Flip that upside down. Ooh. That was stupid. That was really, really dumb. I could have won just then. And there's just nothing here that's going to help me. Yeah, my brain has just turned into mush at this point. I've made too many recordings today and I'm not thinking straight. And that is actively causing me to screw up. Right, so both of that health now comes down to fighting this guy or fighting this guy. Let's go with the Kraken first. Yoink, borrow equipment. 3 uses each turn. With overwhelm. 6 damage for each fire. Which would mean doing no damage at all. So blind 4 dice. And just use overwhelm a lot of times. Okay. So if we do that, it gives you a decent chance, but no guarantee. If we do this, and then flip this upside down, spark, spark, bop, or boop. This, what am I even trying to get to? Just duplicating a dice? Yeah. I guess I was just working towards a flame blast, which is, I guess, a smart move. Okay. Even number here. These are all odd numbers. Yoink equipment. Overwhelm is not going anywhere, so we are basically screwed. Like, that's all I could have really done. Meanwhile, if he just gets a lot of uses on this, yeah, I'm probably going to lose next turn. Let's see. Duplicated dice. We can check for anything that's not even. No, we shouldn't try that one. Duplicate. Activate snap. Heal. Snap. Copy. Snap. 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 Even here. If it's not even, we can flip it upside down. Like, the move here is to just try and figure out what cards are 6s, and there's, since you're getting little bits of feedback here and there, that makes sense. And I imagine I'm not going to get another piece of equipment in this fight, so probably isn't that worth it to upgrade. Get rid of that. So he's going to lock a dice and do 4 damage. Or lock 2 dice and do 4 damage. Which that puts me in a very bad position. Like, I would just have to get super lucky here to not lose. And if he rolls like 2 1s, well, that seems like that's super lucky. It really isn't. We'd have to roll 2 ones multiple times. And this puts us in an interesting position because now, even if I do cheat to try and win here, I'm not sure I can. I don't know if there's enough health at that checkpoint. This is where you would typically need to have save scummed, and since this game would have required more research, certainly as to where its save files are, if I was going to save scum. Yeah, you're just at this 12 health, so a copy of inspiration, a copy of duplicate, or a copy of whip. I think a copy of duplicate is your best bet. Guess we could also fight, choose to just skip this fight, which is another thought. Just run into the boss fight at full health, at 12 health. Let's see. Put that upside down. Juggle new dice. 6 burn dice. Give it a spark. Duplicate again. Burn 1 more dice. Duplicate again. Yoink and equipment. Do that. Do fire damage or burn 1 more dice. Do we need to burn 1 more dice? No. Let's do the one here. Then, like, do the one here. He can't do anything with the 2. So he's only going to lock 1 this turn. So then this would just come down to do a bop here. Then you skip this bop for what? Just so we can like get rid of things. Let's see, if we borrow equipment now, we can't do anything with it. Will it be there at the next turn, or will we be on duplicate? See, he does like 8 damage and potentially 2 locks here. See, that's still not doable. So it does just kind of come down to, there are definitely situations where you can't win. So let's end this episode on skipping that fight, since that's really only our other option, and seeing what the boss fight would look like if there is possibly some other thing that happens in the boss fight that would give you a slight chance of success. Even if I do succeed here, I still would basically need to cheat the elimination round with the witch, and there are a couple of bonus rounds. And once I go down here, I can't fight this guy anymore, so I'm locking my fate up. So now, if I was to crash it and load it, I would load on this floor. Oh, sweetie, really? You're here to fight me again? That's so adorable. So she has like 4 dice. And maybe her dodge attack would save me, but if not, I am screwed. Which, guess we'll do this. Flip this. Do this. We need something to duplicate. So, doing this, and then duplicating this, and then tossing that, tossing that. 12 damage and a burn of 4. It's probably your best bet. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to have better options. We can try to go, I guess, for duplicate cards. Would have been our only other option. So she has a dodge next turn. I dodge that 1 dodge. She does 6 damage to me, and 1 is shocked. Okay. Can we get there? We do that. And then we do that. And we toss those 2 sparks. And then we do that. And then we toss that. Do that. Toss that. Do that. Toss that. Toss that. Yeah. Almost certainly we've lost here. Like, we didn't have a dodge. You can do 6 damage once, and you can do that. Yep. Yeah, and that was just how that was going to happen. Now, it would be nice maybe if it didn't save, and at that point you could possibly just go back into it. Let's see. Do we have to go back to the title to edit progress? Click I understand, press X to start. You can use this to freely unlock content whenever you like. Which, okay, let's just see what that does. Seems like you could also, in that cases, have done this. Although, the bonus hard modes still seem like they are not doable. Right. Does that change anything? No. Complete 5 elimination rounds by cheating. Okay. We've been cheating. We are past the point of cheating. That unlocks the bounty hunter, greatest fear being sent back to planet X, AV5GUU, likes motorbikes, soft delicious earth food, karaoke go-to, from a distance, reasons for entering the dungeon to win a lifetime supply of apricots. Noticeably here, this is a character that we saw maybe twice in the whole game. And then the skeleton hobbies are jigsaw puzzles, childhood pet, 2 little skeleton hamsters, tibia and fibula. Those are parts of bones, names of bones. Secret shame, lost my right ring finger bone many years ago and replaced it with a painted cotton bud. Reason for entering the dungeons, wanted to just one day of as a fleshy being. able to feel, taste, and ache. Okay, that's fine and all, but all that does is move you a little bit closer towards this point. And I'm not sure any of those achievements around cheating actually helped there. Like, we still would need to do 4 bonus rounds in hard mode for real, and very possibly we would still need to do those other elimination rounds. What was the... It says complete any 3 elimination rounds, so I could possibly mark an elimination round unfinished in the save file and go back and do it again that way, and then potentially unmark bonus rounds and do it that way if it turns out it's just easier to play as the warrior and do that 6 times. Inherently, still, that won't get you this achievement. It won't get you this achievement. It won't get you this achievement. It won't get you that. It won't get you that. And it really is just far, far too much of a commitment here. Doing all 36 levels gets you the Rat King. Greatest fear of the Rat King knows no fear. Childhood pet. Oh, much smaller rats. Reason for entering the dungeon. Whatever. Wanted to find new rats to conquer. So, yeah. That's definitely not satisfactory to potentially cheat your way towards getting a couple of character bios done. And yeah, either the achievements have just stopped popping, or they will only pop if you legitimately do them. So I am still, according to Steam, at 7 plus 5, like 12 achievements needed. Now maybe if I exited it out, there would be something different there. There is an interesting mod here too, which I guess some default mods are usable, but it seems like you would need to use the mouse to click on them. Let's see. Frogurt adds frozen yogurt enemy. Halloween special, spooky version. That's from the Dicey Dungeons team. This is from not the Dicey Dungeons team. Adds a plastic shield slightly worse than the wooden shield. Finale mod in alpha. And victory, which is in French. So that's interesting, because it doesn't seem like the mods are playable. Oh no, there are mods here. But that is just the default mods that are in the game, I guess. And I definitely wouldn't bother to find or seek out any more mods to play this game more. There is a possibility there would be a mod that would make this game a lot more interesting to continue playing after all this long time, but if it's not installed by default, I'm not going to review it. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off of my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.